Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the penultimate episode of our F1 Manager 23 series here on the channel. Now if you didn't watch the last episode in Sao Paulo, go back and watch that one, because Lando Norris not only won the Grand Prix, he also won the Drivers' Championship. Congratulations once again to Lando Norris. Pierre Gasly finishing in P3, Sergio Perez strong showing again in P2. If we just go to the standings and have a little look, Andretti Cadillac, we've won the Constructors, and the real battle now is between Red Bull and McLaren for P2 in the Constructors standings, and Mercedes and Haas still locked in a battle for P6 as well, something to keep an eye on. Drivers standings wise, Lando Norris, as we know, won the drivers title. Pierre Gasly's got P2 all but sewn up, and the battle once again is between McLaren and Red Bull, but Checo, Perez and Max Verstappen. Checo Perez could finish ahead of Max Verstappen. He is at the moment 7 points clear of his former teammate. What a story that would be. And of course this weekend, I mean, we've been celebrating ever since Lando won that, but we head to Las Vegas, 50 laps around here. Checo Perez holds the lap record, and expected strategy, it's definitely a one-stop round here. Car attributes, top speed's absolutely crucial, especially down the long straight along the strip. It's going to be a very interesting Grand Prix once again. We have only got this episode and the next one to go, so I'll get through practice and I'll see you in qualifying for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. This is it then, ladies and gentlemen. Final playing laps in Q3. It's been relatively comfortable all afternoon so far, all evening it must be said here in Las Vegas. Verstappen, he's on provisional pole position. Oscar Piastri currently in P2. Gasly had a shocking first lap and got blocked, but Lando Norris, what can he do? He's green through the middle sector. Lando Norris crosses the line. Does he improve enough to go on to pole position? He doesn't. Pierre Gasly, though, he's green through the first and second sectors. He needs a positive lap here. Does Pierre Gasly as he comes around the final corner and crosses the line? What can Pierre Gasly do? He puts it on the front row, and Pierre Gasly will start in P2 for tomorrow's Las Vegas Grand Prix. Good effort from Pierre on the final lap. I think we're going to have to take some engine penalties for some ERSs on both cars, but Max Verstappen will start the Las Vegas Grand Prix on pole. Let's get to the strategy. Right then, guys, so we are going to take some grid penalties. So Pierre Gasly is actually going to be starting in P7, I believe, and P8 for Lando Norris. Both cars starting on the medium compounded tyre, going onto the hards towards the end. We have got a fresh set of softs for both cars, should there be a safety car at an optimal time. We took a little bit of fuel out, but apart from that, nothing too much left to say. Let's get to 5 red lights.
The city of Las Vegas is abuzz with excitement as our race draws ever closer. Now I wonder, will things be going Lando Norris's way in this race?
Being 7th on the grid gives them a good advantage. This is a great opportunity for points.
And the time has come. Let's go racing. The atmosphere is electric here for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
And away we're going straight away. We're going to keep an eye on the two Red Bulls, because we've got Verstappen and Russell in P1 and P2. It must be said we've got Zhou Guanyu in P3 in a Williams. Fantastic from him. He's up there fighting with the big boys. Perez in P4, and Gasly and Perez and Norris all battling straight away. Pierre Gasly wasting no time. Feels he should have been in P2, and he's already got the run on Checo Perez, now looking to see if he can get down the inside of Joe. He sticks his nose in, but can't quite get in front of the Williams car. Verstappen leads away comfortably from his teammate George Russell. It's still side by side with Perez and Gasly. I'm just thinking, as we've got through this season, we've not had many crashes for the Andretti Cadillacs. I think we've just had a huge crash at the back, though. That sounds like we've got a red flag. Red flag on circuit. What has happened there? We could hear it in the background, but on lap 1 in Las Vegas there is a red flag. Let's have a look what happens here. It's Nico Hülkenberg in P15, and Hugo Boss just gets it all wrong, smashes into an Audi, and then the Ferrari gets involved. A huge crash there on lap 1, and we will have a red flag, so we will have another restart.
The restart is moments away as the race continues. Out and away we go.
And away we go once again. No need to change the tyres. Verstappen this time gets away well once again, as does George Russell. I thought he were going to have a little look at his teammate there into turn 1. Perez in P3, Zhou Guanyu in P4, Norris in P5, Gasly P6. It looks like we've had a decent getaway. Once again, the two Andretti Cadillac cars are side by side. How many times have we seen this towards the end of the season? Of course, no longer fighting for the driver's title now, but it looks like Pierre's going to get down the inside here. Perez really backed Lando Norris up there, and now Pierre looks like he's just about got the run on him, but this battle's going to continue here. We've just got the restart on lap 3, and Lando Norris does manage to just about get back in front, but then Gasly goes for him again. These two drivers, it's been fierce competition all the way through this season, but they have kept it clean all the way. Fantastic driving from these two. They've still not settled into position just as yet. Gasly now on the inside. It's still side by side with the Andretti Cadillacs. Let me know down in the comments this season. Obviously, Lando's won the driver's title. Who's been your favourite driver of the two Andretti Cadillacs this season? Because Pierre's put in some stunning performances, but obviously Lando's been the most consistent and got the title in the end. But as we come to the end of lap 3, Verstappen leads from Russell, Zhou still in P3, and the Andretti's just settling into P5 and 6. I think it's fair to say Zhou Guanyu's been a little bit of a bottleneck, and Pierre Gasly has managed to get past him. Lovely work from Pierre once again. That overtaking, he's fantastic at the overtaking, is Pierre Gasly. He's up into third now. He's just got past Zhou Guanyu, and I believe as we cut back to the live action, he's also just making his way past Checo Perez. I'm hoping we're going to get a highlight of this, because once again Pierre Gasly doing Pierre Gasly things, and he's past Checo Perez. We are going to get the highlights of it. Let's have a little look at this then. So Pierre, he's just got past Zhou Guanyu, then he darts to the inside of Checo Perez. Remember, Checo Perez will be dying to beat Max Verstappen and that Red Bull team who dumped him at the end of season 1 and season 2. It's a little while back now. He's been driving for McLaren for quite a while, and Checo Perez now down in P4, and Gasly, I'm sure now, will be chasing after the two cars in front. Both Red Bulls will be under pressure very shortly. Zhou Guanyu is starting to lose positions, and now he's losing one to Lando Norris. Lando Norris, he's took a little while to get past Zhou Guanyu, but he's passed him now. Lando Norris up into P5, I believe that is now for Lando Norris, and he's right on the back now of Checo Perez as well, who hasn't got DRS, but we are watching Pierre Gasly battling for the lead here now as we ride on board with Pierre Gasly down the Las Vegas strip. He's got DRS, he's overtaken George Russell, and he's in the slipstream of Max Verstappen. Pierre Gasly, remember, we got our maiden win here in Las Vegas, and I believe it was Pierre Gasly who got it. You'll have to check back. I'm sure it was Pierre Gasly who got that maiden win, but Pierre Gasly now right on the back of Max Verstappen, overtook George Russell on the Las Vegas strip, and now he's all over the back of Max Verstappen. Meanwhile, Lando Norris in the background fighting with Checo Perez. This is the battle for P4, remember. DRS wide open. Perez hasn't got DRS. Lando Norris gets past him with a plum. Beautiful driving from the Andretti boys. New race leader, Pierre Gasly, has just managed to get past Max Verstappen. Lovely work again round the outside. He nips Verstappen in, gets the better exit, and by the time it turns into the left-hander, Pierre Gasly is in front of Max Verstappen. Fantastic work from him now, 3 tenths ahead of Verstappen. Russell dropping back from this little pack. He's going to be under pressure again very, very shortly. It's Pierre from Max Verstappen. We'd expect positions to keep changing, but at the moment, Pierre doing enough. He joined us back on lap 10. Lando Norris making moves, getting past another Red Bull, and that is George Russell struggling to keep that Andretti Cadillac behind him. You can see Verstappen in front just pulling to the inside with DRS. DRS is so powerful on this circuit. It's ridiculous at times, but great work from Lando Norris. He's now into P3. Gasly's just dropped back behind Verstappen. We'll have a full rundown on lap 10. It's Verstappen from Gasly, Norris in P3, Russell P4, Perez in P5. Zhou Guanyu now seems to have settled into a decent position behind the McLaren. Piastri in P7. The battle for P6 in the constructors. Porsche and Ricciardo, both Alfa Romeo Haas's, are driving in the points at the moment when no Mercedes is, and Yuki Tsunoda down in P10 makes up the rest of the points. 2 people out of the Grand Prix, Carlos Sainz and Nico Hülkenberg. Lap 14, I mean, this is pretty special as well because Lando Norris has managed to get Max Verstappen. What a move that were. Pierre Gasly sort of cuts him off a little bit. He had to get on the brakes, and then Lando Norris managed to seize the opportunity. It's an Andretti 1-2 in Las Vegas at this moment in time, and we're just loving seeing it. I'm also just enjoying watching this battle between Ricciardo and Porsche at this moment, because the 2 Alfa Romeo Haas's, I mean, the cardinal sin would be for these 2 to crash into each other when they're in such a strong position to score good points today. But Porsche and Ricciardo are doing well. Gasly and Norris, P1 and P2. Oh, we mentioned that Haas were in such a strong position. Daniel Ricciardo come in for his pit stop, and then the front right tyre can't get off, and it's such a struggle. I mean, it looks... I mean, I don't even know how they're managing to do this. This is one of the most chaotic... I mean, what is he doing with that tyre? He manages to finally get it off. He gets the hard compound tyre. Then there's a further hold. And Daniel Ricciardo has just had one of the worst pit stops I think we've ever seen on this game. And believe me, as an Andretti boss, we've seen a few bad ones. We are just getting up to that point now where we will be pitting very shortly. We are going to, of course, pit the man in front first. And I think that man is going to be Pierre Gasly on this next lap. 20 seconds is the pit stop time. There's a nice bit of clean air to come out into. Lando Norris is into the pits on lap 23, coming in for the hard compound tyre now after I've just seen that really bad pit stop from the Alfa Romeo. Let's hope we don't get a bad one. It doesn't look bad at all. It's 3.5 seconds. Listen, it's not been the quickest pit stops all season, but that has worked very well for us. Pierre Gasly's trundling around. I reckon Lando Norris should come out in a nice bit of clean air, which he certainly is going to do. The pit exit here is very, very strange as well on this game. But Lando Norris trundles out now and can get more to it again. He's going to be attacking full attack mode now for Lando Norris. Gasly in this lap. And into the pits comes Pierre Gasly for a set of hard compound tyres. It's been great work so far. Lando Norris pushing on now on the hard compound. Are we going to get a decent stop for Pierre Gasly? It's a 3.3 seconds. It's 2 tenths quicker than his teammate Lando Norris. Now, where is Lando Norris? Lando Norris is just coming round to the start-finish straight. Pierre Gasly coming out. Is he going to be in front or behind his teammate? He's going to be in front. What an in-lap that's been from Pierre Gasly, and that is showing that the undercut not as powerful as it possibly could be here. Lando now P7, Pierre Gasly P6, but of course net P1 and 2. Max Verstappen was into the pits, as was Oscar Piastri. Now, where is Lando Norris and where is Pierre Gasly? They're just coming around the start finish straight. Max Verstappen, has he managed to get the overcut on the two Andretti Cadillacs? This could be absolutely huge. He has. And then Oscar Piastri backs us up. Max Verstappen, the overcut worked for Red Bull, and it's worked so well. And now Lando Norris and Pierre Gasly are stuck behind the McLaren of Oscar Piastri, and Max Verstappen is extending the gap. I don't think I've ever seen something like this. The overcut works so well. Piastri, Verstappen, Perez and Russell have all got in front of the two Andrettis, who are now down in P4 or P5 and 6. We're just watching this battle live because we can't seem to get past Oscar Piastri. We know we are quicker than these guys in front. Lando Norris is getting a bit upset on the radio as well, as we can see Oscar Piastri again. Now, what can we do down at the Las Vegas Strip? What can we do here to try and gain some positions? We're very much in shooting distance of P1, but at the moment we're stuck in this DRS train, and we're going to have to play this very, very smart indeed. Lap 26, Perez leads the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Ladies and gentlemen, you join us back on lap 34. It's just been a total DRS train, but Max Verstappen managed to get an overtake done and has managed to break away 1.5 seconds the gap now to Checo Perez. This is crucial in his battle with his former teammate. Lando Norris is now struggling to stop in the DRS of the McLarens in front. It's all happening here in Las Vegas, but with the front 5 or 6, we're in a train. It's just which positions we end up here, but we are struggling to make any sort of overtakes at this moment in time. Verstappen leads by 1.7 seconds and has got the fastest lap. Finally, we have managed to make an overtake, and it's Lando Norris on Oscar Piastri. We've managed to gain a position in the DRS train, and Lando Norris now up into P4. Lovely work from him, and now he's chasing down the next Red Bull, which is George Russell. Pierre Gasly not quite having the same success. He's still stuck behind Oscar Piastri, and we've got to be wary of fuel as well. It's all happening here in Las Vegas. Verstappen now gap 2.2 seconds to Checo. Lando Norris is the man that if any Andretti's going to win this today, it's going to be Lando Norris. George Russell blocked off Checo Perez. Lando Norris got a 2-for-1 deal, which you don't often get in Las Vegas, but Lando Norris passed Checo Perez and George Russell up into P2. Could he now chase down Max Verstappen? We're riding on board with Pierre Gasly, who just cannot make any inroads on these McLarens in front of him. Lando now 10 laps to chase down 2.4 seconds. Overtake for Pierre Gasly. He's managed to get past Checo Perez. Lovely work from Pierre into the left-hander. Beautiful. on the brakes, gets past the McLaren. He's now got the Red Bull of George Russell in his sight, so I don't believe he's got DRS, so Pierre could possibly still get a podium here, but one man who could get the win is Lando Norris in P2. He's got the DRS. Max Verstappen hasn't. He's managed to catch him beautifully, it must be said. And Lando Norris is going for the move here. Is he going to manage to get the move done on Max Verstappen? He squeezes Max Verstappen in a little bit. It's respectful driving once again between these two. And Lando Norris now, just as we come into this corner, has got the lead of the Las Vegas Grand Prix. We have got 7 laps to go, but this is going to go all the way to the wire. Gasly's now going to be pushing on as well to try and catch up with Oscar Piastri and Verstappen. We've got the better tyres with Pierre Gasly. Can he make them count? We've got 5 laps remaining. Lando Norris is leading. Piastri's in P2, and Pierre Gasly has managed to catch up to this front trio, and he's now attacking Max Verstappen. He's got the DRS. Will he go for a move here? He dives to the inside, Pierre Gasly, down the Las Vegas strip. Is he going to manage to make an overtake here? He looks like he might. Will he go for the move? He doesn't. He nearly goes careering into the back of Max Verstappen, but now it's anyone from 4 wins this Grand Prix.
This is what happened.
And George Russell might have just cost himself a chance of even getting a podium today, because he's just done this. George Russell carrying straight on at turn 1. Dear, oh dear, George Russell. Not quite performing when the pressure is on. One man who is used to doing that is Lando Norris, who is still in P1. He's 4 tenths ahead of Oscar Piastri. He's weaving, trying to break the toe of the young Australian driver. We are trying to save up a little bit of battery. We are trying to save up some of the tyres so we can push at the very, very end. 3 to go. Final lap of the Grand Prix. Max Verstappen has just made an overtake. We didn't quite get the replay of it, and he's now a second ahead of Lando Norris. Lando Norris has got to push on the fuel now and try and get back up with Max Verstappen. He is back in the DRS of Verstappen, but Verstappen has got in front of him a back marker. If this plays out correctly for Max Verstappen, he might get an extra helping of DRS, which might help him win the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly is on the back of Oscar Piastri. He's going to get DRS. Oscar Piastri won't, and that could be absolutely crucial. It could be a podium for Pierre Gasly. Is it going to be a win for Lando Norris? The back marker looked to get in the way a little bit there, but Lando Norris giving chase to Max Verstappen, giving it absolutely everything. We have got a couple of DRS straights to go. Could he possibly win the Las Vegas Grand Prix, our final Las Vegas Grand Prix on F1 Manager 23? And it's a drag race down the Las Vegas Strip. Here comes Lando Norris down the Las Vegas Strip. He has got to be extra aggressive with this overtake to get it done. He pulls to the right-hand side, Lando Norris. We fast forward on, and Lando Norris manages to get Max Verstappen. We will watch the replay. Fantastic from Lando Norris. We did skip on there, but in error. But Lando Norris down the Las Vegas Strip, DRS wide open, got the move done. And what a move from Lando Norris, as that just guaranteed him the win of the Las Vegas Grand Prix. As we check back, Lando Norris is under pressure massively, but he comes round the final corner. He wins the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly couldn't quite get Max Verstappen, but Lando Norris, what a moment. It's another win in a fantastic season. The party rolls on in Las Vegas, and my word, what a result and what a final lap from Lando Norris. Superb once again. Let's get to the podium.
What a remarkable drive by Lando Norris today.
That was a really well-executed race, I thought. Major credit to the driver, the pit wall, and the whole team for that win.
Pure elation there as the driver regroups with a team that worked so hard to see this moment. And after such a fabulous drive here today, it's no surprise to see this man land on the podium.
There really doesn't seem to be a way to stop them winning this year. Amazing consistency.
Amazing consistency indeed, and it must be said, Lando Norris, the amount of times he sat and listened to that Dutch national anthem in the first couple of seasons, and now it's been the British through and through. But Lando Norris, what a result from him once again. Fantastic from Lando, gaining 6 positions, fastest lap of the Grand Prix, beating Max Verstappen, Oscar Piastri in P3, Gasly in P4, Checo, Perez only in P5, Russell P6, then comes Albon, Tsunoda, Zhou Guanyu and Porsche how the tables turn between the Mercedes and Haas battle. Albon gets scoring some important points for Mercedes. Driver standings wise then, we know Lando's world champion, we know Pierre Gasly's P2. Max Verstappen overtakes his former teammate Checo Perez and leads him by 2 points going in to Abu Dhabi. If we go a little bit further down, George Russell in P6, Tsunoda gets into the top 10 overtaking Teo Pourchaire. Constructors standings wise, we know we are champions. It's going to take a mighty effort for McLaren to claim P2 over Red Bull, but it is possible. Ferrari in P4, Mercedes extend their lead over Haas now, and that is 13 points. There is a lot to play for in the final episode of this F1 Manager series. I hope you can join me for that. Please do like and subscribe, and I shall see you for the finale in Abu Dhabi.